your child's ready to drop a nap, you might see some of these signs. One, they may go into their crib and have a really hard time falling asleep. They might be upset, or they might even just be totally happy and playing around in their crib for the entire nap time. Now, when they're happy, I would say let them be for now. It's a good little break for their bodies. It's good to just give them the chance to just, be on their own. This is actually a really fantastic time for them to be working on what's called self-soothing. Now, self-soothing does not mean your baby is just screaming and crying it out. Most of the time, that is like the worst way to teach self-soothing. Self-soothing is really figuring out, okay, what do I do now? If I'm here, I'm trying to figure something out, how do I distract myself? How do I entertain myself? That kind of thing. So that is true self-soothing. Now, if your baby is really upset during this time, I of course would not say that keep your child in their crib for an hour of screaming. I mean, my gosh, don't do that. So if they really truly are having a hard time and they can't fall asleep, then I would just say, go ahead and get them up. So those are some signs of your child getting ready to drop a nap. Now, two, if your child is going through like a development or a leap phase, you might see them skip a nap here and there, or maybe even for 2 weeks in a row that they might just not take a nap. And that's normal. So I wouldn't actually drop a nap just yet if your child's in a leap or development stage. Wait that one out, and then they might even go back to their normal nap times after they go through that phase. So just keep that in mind, that some kids will actually look like they're ready to drop a nap and they are not yet. This is a really common one too, around the 1 year mark or even the 2 year mark, when generally kiddos might be like possibly dropping a nap. So let's say like around 1 year old, generally kids are taking 2 naps at around 10 a.m. and around 2 p.m. So around those nap times. And sometimes they might skip one of those naps and parents will say, oh, my baby's ready to drop a nap. Not yet. In fact, they probably won't be ready to drop, most babies won't be ready to drop that nap until around like maybe 13 to 18 months. So that's the kind of a big window there. But just make sure that you're not dropping that nap just yet, because they may actually go back to napping twice a day until about 15-ish months. So those are some common signs. Now, what to do when your baby does start showing these signs and they're not in a development phase. So what you want to do is actually look at what's appropriate for your child's age. Like what's a normal nap schedule for their age. Again, like around 1 year old, they might be taking a nap at 10 and a nap at 2, and those are about normal. And you generally want around like a 6:37 wake up and then 7 p.m. bedtime. So that's about a 1 year old example. Now, if your baby is ready to drop a nap, what you'll want to do is you want to try to push their first nap a little bit later. So you want to wait just a little bit later for them to go to sleep, and then you might even try to push that second one just a tiny bit later, but not much, because you don't want them to be sleeping too late in the afternoon, because that'll affect bedtime. So you do have to kind of play with this little balance while they're looking to drop a nap. Now, that's one option, is to slowly kind of move that time all the way up until they're at that, let's say 12 o'clock nap time, if they're dropping down to 1 nap, or even 11:30 nap. So then you're slowly moving that up. And then during that time, once your child is actually dropping that nap, you may see that they need bedtime a little bit sooner, so that they might get a little cranky. That's normal. You're going to see crankiness during this phase. There's really, you have to remember they're losing a little bit of sleep during this time, so they probably will be a little bit cranky during this time. Again, normal. Try to give them even some natural sugars, some fruit, something that can help boost their energy for a little bit. Distractions, those are really good. Being outside, also really good kind of things to help push those naps. So hopefully that helped to answer some questions about dropping nap times, and let me know if you have any other questions about that.